What's going on, folks? A little bit different kind of video today. I thought I'd take the time and kind of introduce you to one of my projects I've had going for quite a while. It's been so slow with work and stuff, I haven't really done much besides sit around. We had so much snow this winter and it's finally starting to come to an end here, hopefully. But this is my spring project. I'm gonna tinker with this some more. This is a 1987 Chevy 2500 four-wheel drive. It's a V2500 GMC actually. I started this probably 4 years ago. I bought it bone stock. It was I think it was on the fire department or something, if I remember right. I can't quite remember, but it was basically a kind of a quick frame off restoration type deal. I pulled the bed off. I replaced the bed actually. Pulled the front nose off, pulled the cab off, had the cab floors redone. It's sitting on 37-inch Humvee tires and an 8-inch all-spring suspension lift, so it's tall. I painted the frame, sanded the frame, painted that, painted the rear end. I did the rear disc brake conversion in it. It's got a whole new exhaust, of course. The interior is nowhere near being done. It's been sitting here for quite a while. Admittedly, I haven't had much motivation or time to work on it in the last few years. It's been parked for probably 2 years now, so this is the state of the interior. I did have it running and driving. I drove it around for a summer or two, and then life got in the way and got kind of put on the back burner. But the mission this spring is to get it up and running again. I'd like to get the interior done. I don't even have any windows in the doors, so I can only drive it when it's not raining. No windshield wipers, no rear view mirror. It's just barely put together enough for me to be able to drive it down the road. So you can see I did the drag. I did the like I said, an 8-inch suspension lift. I put aluminum diff covers on the front and rear. And I did have a motor. I had to have a motor built for it. This is a 350, 355 actually. They bored it to 355. It's got aluminum heads, thumper cam. I believe it's got roller rockers. Did aluminum radiator, electric fan. It needs to be cleaned up. It was all nice and shiny. I got to polish everything, but I got the carb pulled off it now. I took it inside a few weeks ago to pull it apart and clean it and everything. It was actually in pretty good shape, so I get that to go back on. And then yeah, like I said, it's just been painted and cleaned up and whatever else, but yeah, that's just about it. I put the rear bumper on it, and the front bumper is also new, I believe, if I remember right. But yeah, it's got dual exhausts from the headers back, long tube headers. So yeah, I'm gonna start. I got to change the oil in it before I do anything, and then I'll put the carb back on, and then I want to prime the oil pump. I bought a oil pump primer tool off of Amazon. I think I paid 20 bucks for it, maybe. Pull the distributor out, prime the oil pump, pull the valve covers off, make sure there's no rust or nothing underneath there. Hopefully not. And then hopefully, if everything goes well, we can fire it up and at least get it to run and get some fuel flowing through it. And I did drain the fuel tank last week, I think. So I got 5 gallons of fresh gas to go in there. Don't mind my garage or lack thereof. This thing needs to be replaced here pretty badly. It's got hit by a tree last winter and whatever, so it's in pretty rough shape. But I got to put the filler neck tube back on and fill it with gas, do the oil change like I said, and hopefully get it to fire up. So I think I do want to start a video series on the channel about this, and I do have another project I'll introduce you to at some point. Probably not today, but that should be another fun one. So but yeah, so I'm gonna go grab some tools and the carburetor and a few other things I need, and then we'll get started. All right, first thing I'm going to do is get this old oil out of here. Now I'm still running brake-in oil. I don't even think I have 1,000 miles on this motor, believe it or not. Even when I was driving it, I didn't drive it very much. So depending on how much I get to drive it this year, hopefully this will be the last round of the expensive brake-in oil and I can go to a more conventional oil. But I don't want to short myself on time with the brake-in oil anyway. But it's gonna take us a minute here. It's pretty much like mud. It's about 35 degrees out, so we'll be here for a minute anyway. Evidently, for whatever reason, I put some black RTV on this drain bolt. I don't know why. I'll have to go back and ask myself that question later. All right. Just gonna go grab the oil filter. Brake-in oil. If memory serves, I think I'm supposed to run this for 3,000 miles. Could be 2,000, I can't quite remember. Either way, I think I still got a little ways to go with this brake-in stuff, then I can switch to a more economical kind of oil. So first thing I want to do is I want to pull these valve covers off, take a look inside and see what if there's been any rust formation. Can't imagine why there would be, but after sitting for 2 years, I don't really know what to expect, I guess. So I can do this without losing the bolts and the washers. All right. So far, so good. So that makes me feel better. I thought for sure for some reason I'd see some rust in there, and I'm actually going to leave the distributor in, probably fill it with oil, and then I'll crank it a few times, let it prime that way, instead of me pulling the whole distributor out. It's going to take quite a few cranks for it to turn over anyway, so I pretty much guarantee it's not going to fire right off the bat. I think that'll get the oil flowing up to the top of the motor good enough, so I think we'll go that route instead. I just don't feel like taking the entire distributor out. I'm lazy, I guess, but put some fresh oil in it. I think it'll be just fine. It should be about 5 quarts there. I can't remember if this is a higher capacity oil pan. We'll do 5 quarts. That was 4.5, I think. Just about there, just below the add line. So give that another couple seconds to drain down to the bottom, and I'll check it again here. All right, we'll call that good enough. Shove the breather back in here, and then throw the other valve cover on. And I got a new battery for it too, so we'll throw that in right after that. I got to replace the 2 battery terminals, throw the car back on, and then we'll be ready to try and fire it up. Well, not fire it up, but crank it to prime the oil there. For those who are curious, this is a Holley 600 electric choke. Sure we got all our vacuum lines, fuel line. Oh. Forgot to hook up the throttle linkage. hook up the brake booster here. Now I can get the battery put in. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape here, I think, so far. I got fresh oil in it. Valve carburetors are back on, carbs back on, new battery, and then all that's left to do now is to give it a couple cranks, make sure it's building oil pressure, not building oil pressure, make sure the oil's coming up to the top of the motor, circulating through all the passageways before, so we don't crank it over dry. And then after that is done, I will put some gas in the tank. I got to put that filler neck back on the rest of the way, and then with any luck it'll fire up. So we'll see what happens. Let me see if I can get it to crank. All right. A little dirty, but they're not too bad. I think it wants to. I have the goddamn camera off. It just cranked over for a second. I think we're about to get there. There she goes. Slowly but surely. that was something. Naturally, we got a few leaks, fuel leaks. I think that's why it's having a hard time running. It's where's my flathead? Tighten up a few of these here. See if that helps at all. All right, let me try that one more time. Fuel leak. Running on the road now. That sound. I can't believe I went 3 years without driving this thing. No drips. Folks, I got some leaks to fix. I gotta probably get some new fuel hose and replace some of these connections here that are leaking. But then I got a new fuel filter to put in. Let's see the live. First time out of the tent in 3 years. Tires are for sure flat, but put some air in those. And then work on cleaning out that shelter there for a minute, but this is it out in the sunlight. It's good to see it out again, for sure. It's definitely gonna need a few things done. The tires are probably gonna have to get replaced because they're dry cracked. At least the front driver's side is. They're dry cracked pretty good, which sucks. I don't know if you can see, yeah. All the way through the tread. This one too. Down here, yep. Gotta be careful putting air in them. I also noticed this one, the axle seal's leaking, so I gotta get another one of those. Which that's easy enough. It's a full float axle, so I can just pull the shaft out and throw the seal in and be done, but I gotta do that. It moved under its own power, which is good. The snow was in front of the snow over there, kind of made it get stuck a little bit, but yeah, I might have to get some. I'm probably gonna have to get some new tires for sure, actually. Probably gonna grab a leaf blower and blow all this shit off the top of it. And the interior is pretty rough. I haven't done much with this yet. Replacing the seat for sure. None of the gauges work except for the oil pressure gauge, and I believe the water temp gauge works. Yeah, I gotta pull the seat out. I want to clean all this out. I don't even have I have door glass, but I haven't put it on the track or anything. I don't even remember where I left off, but need some door panels. Probably end up replacing all the gauges with ones that actually work. This dash is in okay shape at best. I might just get a dash pad cover for it and kind of pretend that the cracks don't exist. We'll see. Needs a rear view mirror. Windshield wipers don't work. I have no heat, no ventilation, no nothing. Radio doesn't work. Missing the glove box. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's definitely a driver. You can drive it the way it is. Door shut kind of hard naturally. I got to put locks on the doors. This odds and ends kind of shit. I mean, like I said, I can drive it the way it is, but I'd like to get an interior done. And I don't know how good the brakes are after sitting for so long. I'll have to take a closer look at those. But so you got the aftermarket billet grill, rough country steering stabilizers, aluminum diff covers. I also have an aluminum oil pan, which I'm sure you saw when I was changing the oil. I got a high torque starter, long tube headers, all new transmission lines, brake lines. I replaced everything. So everything in here is pretty much brand new. But tell you what, it rides like a fucking tank with these springs though. It's like it doesn't even have any suspension, but that's par for the course, I guess. I mean, it's yeah, I even did braided brake hoses. I don't know if you can see in there. Alright, got it cleaned up a little bit, just so you can see the ground in here now. A couple things still got to come out of here. I got to get the waste oil out of here. Bunch of trash. Gotta bring those batteries over to the scrapyard here at some point pretty soon, but I don't know why I have this thing here. I'm probably gonna get rid of that too. Get some more space, but yeah, time to put the truck back in, I guess. Okay, there she sits. And, I think that'll be a mission accomplished for today. I wanted to get that thing moving. I was worried about what it would take to get it going. Luckily, it didn't take very much. I haven't quite figured out that dieseling thing. I don't know if you noticed it when I shut it off. It's always done it. Whenever I shut it off, it runs on for a few seconds. I haven't quite figured that out. I don't know if it's a timing issue or what, but I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But yeah, one of these days, hopefully soon. It's supposed to get warm. It's the end of February. I think next week is actually the first week of March, so I think we're on the tail end of winter when some of the snow goes away and I get another day to mess around with this thing. It's too bad I can't take it for a test drive. It needs tires. I don't want to drive it with these tires that are almost flat. Now I'm kind of nervous to put air in, to be honest with you, but I'll have to track down the place where I got the tires from and get those ordered, and then it'll be on the road. I got to register it. I haven't registered it in 2 years, of course, but once I get it registered, I'll take it down the road around the corner and whatever and see what it needs, and I'm sure it'll be an ongoing tinkering project, you know, but that's all part of it. So yeah, like I said, just a little bit something different here for the YouTube content. Haven't had much going on with work. Hopefully that'll change here pretty quick too, now that spring's coming. We just got so much snow the last few weeks that it's just been buried. See the truck over there, it hasn't really moved all that much, but yeah, so once the snow clears away and melts, hopefully that'll open things up a little bit. And yeah, so appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next video.